All right, so this piece of clay is around 3.5 pounds, and I first center and then I drill. I just want to show you how I drill it. When I'm drilling it, actually, I don't widen it at the beginning. I always take my fingertip to the very right thickness. Okay, now the inside look like a V shape. And you can use the needle tool to check the right thickness. And once you reach the right thickness, and then you can flatten or move your finger sideways so that the bottom is flat. So that's usually what I do. Take it all the way down to the right thickness and then just move my fingertip using my left fingertip and then move it toward my right, to my right hand, and this hand is supporting it. So it's a lot easier using the top camera, so you can see what my finger is working on the inside. So start from the center, the very center point, and then slowly move my finger and then flatten it, and also compressing the bottom. And then you can move the fingertip, even making a little indentation here. So there's a little indentation. So that's the opening, and also compressing the base. And now there's a little indentation, so if the clay is small enough that you can just grab the clay and then lift it using just one hand. But make sure that it's slippery before you move. So grab there, and then my right hand is kind of putting my wrist right on the splash pan to support it, and then support my left thumb, and then grab the clay and move it up when you have a smaller amount of clay. So I pinch, my left hand is pinching, and then move it up. And slowly let go. And also, if you have a slip, okay, the slip on your fingertips, just remove it, and then you can coat the slip back to the inside of the wall. Okay, usually I do that because I don't want to use too much water. The water is going down and then create a little puddle inside. So I don't usually like to use water. So just toss the slip inside and then bring the slip and coat it on the inside of the wall. The outside is much easier, just a touch up of water. That's all I need. Just put my hand in the bucket of water and then just put the water on the outside of the wall. And then I am going to move the base inward using my right hand, okay, right fingertips, so that the base is smaller. And usually people have lots of clay built up in this corner here, so by doing so you are reducing too much clay. You don't want too much clay built up in the corner, so just move it in, and then you can lift it up from the bottom corner, so you don't have too much clay built up in here. Right, so my next move is gonna be lifting the clay. The inside hand is slightly curved on the inside, okay, from the camera. slightly curve and then push it out. Okay, and then my outside hand is going to be, I kind of bend my wrist this way, okay, instead of this way. Okay, bend my wrist, and then my thumb, okay, my thumb is point down, okay, the tip of my thumb is point down, and then just using the tip of my finger, grabbing the clay, and maybe the thumb is a little bit lower than the inside finger, so create a little bit more efficient when you are lifting this way. Okay, so you will see that there is a belly out, and then my thumb is holding underneath of the belly, and then both hands grabbing the clay and move it up. All right, so first the inside hand, you can see inside hand is pushing out, create a little belly here. Okay, and then now my thumb, okay, always tuck my thumb with the four fingers. You don't want to open up your thumb too much, okay, so tuck it in. And this is fitting underneath of the belly, and then both hands grabbing the clay. Slowly but surely move it all the way to the top and compress the rim. Okay, and you see that I have a slip coming off from the cylinder. You can remove from your fingertip and then put it back to work. So by using the slip, you don't need to have lots of water. Okay, so you see that my splash pan is dry. So the inside's been taken care, and then just a little bit water touch up on the outside. Still, there's some clay hanging out here. You could use a fingertip to move it in. Okay, usually I'm using these two fingers. Okay, these two fingers. And squeeze it in. Slippery. And make sure inside is a little bit slippery too. Alright, so it's going to be my third lift. Okay, the thumb is holding there underneath of the belly. And I don't know if you notice or not, when I'm lifting up, actually I speed up because my cylinder is narrow. Okay, so I can spin my wheel a little bit faster. If you have cylinder wider, then you can slow down a little bit, slow a little bit. Okay, slow your wheel speed a little bit. Okay, taking care of the inside again. Make sure it is slippery. So this is going to be my fourth lift. It's going to be probably my last lifting. Right, slippery outside and slippery inside. And you see that I compressed the rim, so the rim is a little bit thicker to hold the shape. you don't want your rim to be too thin, so you can compress it. Slippery. Okay, inside slippery too. All right, and one more time. A little bit too dry, so I stop in the middle and then lubricate a little bit and pour it up. Right, so I think my cylinder is tall enough. Now I'm going to shape it. But before I shape it, I usually use my wooden rib to compress it on the outside to remove my finger marks and also compress it. Maybe slightly form the shape using the wooden rib. And I'm going to have I like to have a small opening, so I'm not going to stretch too much. Just keep my openings small enough, wide enough for my finger to be able to insert. That's all. And for the bottom, you could use the tip of the wooden rib to kind of cut it. Okay, trim down the clay. Right, and you can see that when I'm shaping, I kind of slow down the speed of my wheel. Right, so after my initial compression and shaping, I am changed back to the metal rib. Okay, so I always taking care of the bottom before I close it. So I like to make the bottom as perfect as I can, the curve as smooth as I can, and then close it on the top. And like I told you that I leave enough clay on the top so I could color in, make the opening smaller. Alright, so this is like a teardrop or water drip shape of a bottle, 3.5 pounds. And like I told you that usually taking care of the base and leave the top a bit thicker before we close it, so that you have a little bit of a more clay to close it easier. Alright, hope this demonstration helped, and see you next time.